Hello and welcome to another fun-filled nonsense retrospective. I'm your host as always, Rick. Joining me equally as always is Devon.
Hello!
I remember when we used to do that.
No, I was much more obnoxious with it.
Yeah, it was more of a hello.
Wow, I hope for the love of God that every time I did that hello intro over Discord, it cancelled it as much as it just cancelled yours.
It peaked every time. Yeah, we're doing a good old-fashioned tier list today, but before we get into that, equally good old-fashioned is the nonsense asinine hypotheticals. What have you got for me today?
Did you know good old-fashioned is a euphemism for a certain type of sex?
Well, I also thought it was just a drink with, like, whiskey.
That's every drink.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, today we're doing a tier list. We're doing a Cartoon Network tier list. So, as you're going to learn, Ben 10 has had about 7,000 different shows. So, a show that has only ever had one incarnation, doesn't have to be a Cartoon Network show, can be, let's stick to cartoons, but it doesn't have to be Cartoon Network. Give it a additional show. It can't be a spin-off. It has to be sort of like, well, it can be a spin-off, but are you familiar with how Ben 10's weirdness works?
Yeah, generally. So, like, the second season was like when he was older, and then the third one was when he was older again, and then they went back.
Well, these are different shows. They're not different seasons.
Essentially. So, like, Alien Force, it was a different show, but it was like a sequel series of like when he was 17 instead of when he was 10.
I think he was 12.
Okay.
He's called 10 because originally there's 10 aliens, not because he's 10.
10 aliens, and then it cycles through what the aliens were.
But yeah, anyway, basically do a Steven Universe future for a cartoon that doesn't already have something like that. Go.
Just looking at this list, the one that I really would like to see more of, that, like, I know Samurai Jack got like a reboot, but like
didn't get a reboot. That finished the show.
Oh, okay.
People who haven't watched it and think it's a reboot, it's not a reboot. It just finishes the show.
Yeah, it's just a continuation and finishing it. There's one on here that I definitely wouldn't pick. Let's go with, just because it's, like, obviously we're just going to pick the Owl House, but, like, because that's a foregone conclusion, I'm just going to go off the things that are on this list right here, and I'm going to go with Megas XLR, because I really loved that show, and it just kind of didn't end. It just kind of finished with a big old cliffhanger, and I would like to see a reboot /
No,
future.
It can't be a reboot, and it can't be a direct continuation. If we're doing this, it's going to be like 10 years in the future. You don't get the conclusion to that finale.
Yeah. You get your pick it up again 10 years later continuation. Yeah, so that's what I'm picking out of this. How about you? What are you picking?
I am going to pick... I don't know if they're actually on this list, but I'm going to pick Johnny Bravo because I want to see them bring that back in 2024 and see how badly they fuck it up.
Oh, yes, like seeing how poorly Johnny Bravo as a concept ages.
No, because here's what they're going to do, Rick, is they're not going to try and make Johnny Bravo. What they'll do is they'll be like, he'll be an ultra-feminist dude, which, completely neuters the character. Now, I want to point out that Johnny Bravo, like, we've watched some Johnny Bravo for the review, and he is persistent, but he never does anything without permission.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those that he's very horny, but consent is one of his kinks.
Yeah, and when Susie hits on him, he's always like, ugh.
Yeah, because she's little.
Yeah, she is actually. I don't think she is even 10. I think she's like 6.
Yeah, like, Johnny Bravo actually describes me pretty well in terms of, like, I'm a rather disgusting human being, but I'm all about consent, and like, I border a lot of fandoms that are full of awful people, but I believe in feminism, so, you know.
I don't think anyone should compare themselves to Johnny Bravo and think it's a good thing. Like, yeah, I'm not saying he's a problematic person or a problematic character. He's still not something you should idolize, I don't think.
Oh, no. Like, have you met me? I don't think anything about me is good.
Okay, well, on that depressing bombshell, do you have a question for me?
Yeah, my one for you is hopefully a little bit more fun. Well, not more fun than yours.
Hey, fuck you, my question was fun, and it's not my fault you're shit at it.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking, like, more fun than I normally pull out of my ass. And it's, you have to cater for 200 people. You have 24 hours. If you, it's going to be like a wedding or some kind of high society thing. You have a budget of, let's say, a couple of grand. sound and infinite storage and infinite cooking space. What do you do? And if you do well, you get to multiply your investment by 10.
Why am I investing anything in this?
Well, you get a budget, and you get to multiply whatever you spent on the budget by 10.
Okay. I immediately hire a catering company and have them do it.
All right.
I can't cook. My initial idea, before you gave me this financial incentive to do well, was to just say, okay, how many people did you say? 200?
Yeah.
I would cook 200 burgers, and I'd buy that edible gold flake shit and sprinkle it on top, and they'd be like, oh, look, fancy, it's gold burgers. It's like, yep, cool, pay me. But if there's a financial incentive to do well, if I've got, what did you say the budget was?
Yeah, it's like $2,000 for 200 people, so like £10 per person.
Okay, Macca's. You're saying this is a high society function, and that they're giving me $2,000 for 200 people. Get fucked.
Delightfully devilish, Seymour.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't get McDonald's. Okay, if the budget's only $2,000, then yeah, no, they can have fucking burgers with pretend gold flakes on them. I don't care about this. I don't care if their party's shit. They should have paid more. Why are they paying me? I'm not a cook.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just like this guy said he'd do it for a very low amount of money, and it's like, no, I didn't. I was shotgunned into this by a prick with a hypothetical question.
I like the idea that all of these have to take place.
Well, that's just that fucking concept of those fucking, the Logan Pauls and the Mr. Beasts. That's all they do is these hypothetical questions, but in reality, I assume so. I'm not watching their content. It all sounds like trash.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is. It's just like fucking... because we don't watch videos on our Nonsense Review channel on YouTube. Whenever I upload videos, the algorithm is clean.
Yeah.
So I get whatever the fuck YouTube just wants to force feed you, and there's always a KSI video or a fucking Mr. Beast video. I think KSI is the one who's a real fuck for this, where his videos are always stuff like £1 caravan holiday versus £100,000 caravan holiday, and it's like, gee, I wonder which one will be better. Also, how do you afford a caravan holiday for £1? You don't.
Yeah. I think for those, it's a case of you won it for £1.
Yeah, no,
you
it's
spent more than that in petrol getting there.
It's clearly hyperbolic. What they're saying is, here's a poor one and here's the expensive, rich, fun one, and it's like, okay, who watches this shite? Kids. I understand it's marketed to all kids. Anyway, Rick, you asked a question. I assume you've got a better answer.
No, just that I would, I'd spend most of my budget per person on a steak, and I would set some aside for the vegans. The opening thing is going to be soup. The main course is steak and I don't know, like a taka dal for the vegans, and the pudding is gonna be like...
You're not getting this for 10 quid a head, Rick.
Hey, you underestimate my power.
Okay, you're gonna get a really shit quality steak. You're gonna get tins of soup, probably Heinz. Mm-hmm. You said that the entire purpose of you getting an award from this is if you do well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can do it for 10 quid.
I'm pretty sure you can't do a good one for 10 quid, which is what I'm arguing.
Sure.
You specified that the audience is high society. They don't want
good...
they don't want good food done shit. They want either excellent, perfect food that is fit for the gods, or really shit food, but it sounds posh.
Yeah.
You're better off just buying fucking £2,000 worth of foie gras.
Yeah.
Because you hate geese.
Or £210 notes.
What, and just be like, fucking get your own from the pub across the street. A pub? Oh, yeah. How quaint.
Yeah, a pube. Ooh. You bring round a fish and chip wagon and a burger van. You give them a £10 note and they all get to go outside and spend it.
I'm just saying, your question, and then you answer the question in a way that is incredibly unsatisfactory. Sometimes I think you do these to fuck me off.
Oh, well. Today we're doing a good old tier list. It's a Cartoon Network tier list, and we're ranking them from an S tier down to D tier with an additional tier of never watched, don't remember, or just have never encountered this in our lives.
Yeah, so we've barely altered this tier list. I told Rick beforehand, and I wouldn't say it was an argument, but there was a real discussion of whether or not to delete this additional tier. The additional tier was just, what is this? And I argued that that's just the same as never watched, don't remember, isn't it? And Rick disagreed, but we ended up deleting it anyway, so I win.
Yeah, we're rolling them both into the same concept. That if you've never watched it and don't know what it is, then yeah, that's fine. So yes, we start off with Two Stupid Dogs.
I remember liking this show, but I don't remember anything from it, so I'll have to put it in mediocre, and that might be controversial. I'm sorry.
I do remember this show. It very definitely was mediocre. I loved it to hell, and it was crap.
I remember the theme tune because it was kind of obnoxious.
Yeah, it was like done on a kazoo, and the only lyrics were Two Stupid Dogs, like mentioned multiple times.
Yeah, it was like a 5-year-old's idea of a theme tune, and I'm very sorry for whoever wrote and composed it, but come on.
It's okay. It turns out there were 4, and you're overestimating their talents.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, like the 2 things I remember, the 3 things actually, were this big old guy going, "Oh, ain't that cute, but it's wrong!" And when he went wrong, he shot like train horn out of him. There was the Little Red Riding Hood who would suddenly shout in the middle of her sentences in a really mannish voice. And then there was the I Want the Toilet Seat episode where it's just that over and over again, just brain rot the show.
To be fair, that's pretty accurate as to how dogs would act.
Yeah. So I think mediocre is like the best place you can put it, even for someone who kind of liked it. That's just the most honest you can have. Next up, 16.
Oh, cool. Is that what this image says, Rick? Because I can't read that.
Yeah, so I might have seen part of one episode once, but I'm putting it in don't remember.
I've never heard of this show. Granted, the screenshot they're using is incredibly tiny, so much so you can't even read the title of the thing. So, yeah, never watched, don't remember. It's probably shit.
Yeah, I think it's one of these things that's like, I think it's Canadian, and I think they tried to make a teen drama, and it's one of these things where everything was getting churned out in Flash, and it's just not good. A pup named Scooby-Doo.
I don't remember this one.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's my answer for where it's going in the tier list. I don't remember this one.
Yeah, fair enough. I vaguely remember it being okay.
Yeah, but are you just conflating that with other Scooby-Doos?
I'm pretty sure I remember the theme tune and ending with a pup named Scooby-Doo. And
You're pretty sure the name of the show was in the theme tune. Awesome. Great.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to put it in Never Watched. Man, this is going to be the majority of the tier list at this point.
We're only on 3. How can you make that judgment?
Because I've only watched like one of the Ben 10s. Then again, I do know about the other ones.
It's fine. My tier list will be better than yours. That's fine.
Yeah,
I want to point out, guys, Rick chose this tier list, not me.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Adventure Time, straight to S.
I'm putting it in great. The later seasons were a bit
Well, fair enough, but I still enjoyed them.
I enjoyed Adventure Time. I just think there is so much of it now that there are enough bad episodes for me to be like, nah, it's not the best thing ever. Also, like, the real early day episodes, it fucking screamed, watch this while you're stoned.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right.
Dude, don't let this is just my reasoning. Don't let me influence you at all.
It makes things that really are S tier more special. No, I'm putting it in S. There we are. I don't know what this one is. Like something Naked Afraid.
Naked Wild Animals? I don't fucking know. I don't remember this show. It's going in Never Watched, don't remember. And the art style looks a bit...
Almond Naked Animals. Yeah. It's never watched it. The Amazing World of Gumball.
Yeah, I'm putting this in great. It's a really good show. This again suffers a lot from the early season. Here's the thing, right? It's a mixed bag. I've watched a lot of Amazing World of Gumball because Cartoon Network plays it all the fucking time.
Yes.
So it's one of those. The best thing about it is until the real late seasons, there's no plot. You can just watch an episode and not give a fuck.
It's exactly what Cartoon Network wants.
Yeah. And
which is why it stood the test of time, yeah.
It's really fun seeing all the art styles as well, because that's the idea of the show, is just, here's a CGI T-Rex, and here's a 2D, literally 2D character drawn on a scrap of paper. Also, here's this person we're green screening in, but they're upside down with little googly eyeballs on their chin.
Yeah, and this claymation person.
Yeah, they only show up in a few episodes. I think they really didn't like animating it.
Yeah, because they're they're expensive to animate.
It's not. I don't even think it's the expensive thing. I think it's if you want good quality claymation, it takes a long time.
Yeah.
And they did some really fun stuff with the claymation character, in my opinion, anyway. And I think a lot of fans didn't like how the show ended. I've not actually seen the final episode, but apparently it's just a downer.
Yeah, I've also not seen the finale, but I do agree with you. It goes in A tier. It's a great show. Apple and Onion.
I'll put it in mediocre. I don't like it. I don't think it's good. However, I can understand why kids will enjoy it because it seems very much. It feels like regular show, but targeted at a much younger audience and not as fun.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Yeah, it's whimsical, and for older enjoyers, it's basically how much do you like Richard Ayoade's voice?
I don't like his voice. It's the worst part of him.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible to say. That's not even what I mean. Like, I think he's a good he's a decent actor. He only ever plays the same fucking character, and that's fine. But you know,
within that, his comedic timing is great.
He's a straight man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying
they're comically serious.
Exactly. And you know, he's a bit of he's one of those people who really much got his career from familial collections. I'm told. And I'm not a fan of that.
I didn't know that.
I might be wrong. Don't quote me on it. But disregarding any of that, Richard Ayoade isn't what makes this show not good. So you know.
Oh yeah, he's one of the things that makes it better than it could have been.
I wouldn't say that either. He's just in it. It's just he doesn't help it, but he doesn't detract from it.
Yeah, fair enough. And as you say, he plays the same character. He's the straight man in this. Atomic Betty.
Never fucking heard of this.
I've heard of it, but I don't remember it in any way. Like it looks like it looks a bit like a spin-off of the Jetsons.
It's not.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, let's put this in. Never watched. Baby Looney Tunes.
I have no recollection of, but I thought this was just Looney Tunes, and I was getting ready to put it in S, but I don't remember Baby Looney Tunes, so I'm going to assume I never watched it, so it's going in that tier.
Sure. I vaguely remember it. It was in this kind of like gang of shows. I think Looney Tunes had one. I think the Muppets had one, where they just made a bunch of things into babies and just called it a show. I'm putting it in C because it was nowhere near as charming as like actual Looney Tunes because they couldn't like do violence the way that they used to do.
I don't like the fact that you compare this to Muppet Babies, because Muppet Babies was fun, but that might also just be rose-coloured glasses.
It was fun, but it wasn't as good as the Muppets, you know? Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond is going straight into A. It's straddling S, but there's a better Batman show on this list.
Yeah. Batman Brave and the Bold.
Okay, you had no thoughts to add on Beyond?
Yeah, well, I'm agreeing. It's a very good way of interpreting Batman that's not just Batman again, in that you just stick it in the future and you see how Gotham has evolved in a post-Batman society that still needs Batman.
And we have to address the elephant in the room, and that is Terry McGinnis was made from Amanda Waller scraping some Bruce Wayne jizz stains off of someone's underwear.
Yeah. Batman Brave and the Bold I would also put in A.
I'm putting it in good. I think it's far too short, because these are 10-minute episodes, Brave and the Bold. They're good episodes, but they're just too short to tickle that appetite.
Yeah, B. Because we can see that the other Batman is here as well. We know where that's going. Ben 10, the original.
I'm going to put the original in A. I think it was a great show.
Yes. I
remember seeing the design for Gwen Tennyson, and I'm like, this is going to do for Wedheads what Raven did for Goths.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is there's a YouTube guy who might do porn as well, because that's what his art style looks like. Who does source filmmaker stuff on the YouTubes, and again, I've not looked them up on any dirty side of things, but I wouldn't be surprised. And they've just done a bunch of cute animations of Gwen and Raven being a couple.
Oh, that is cute.
Yeah,
I like that.
But it cuts away like it cuts away at certain moments where you're like, if this went on for 10 seconds longer, we would see tit.
Yeah. The hand is going towards the skirt. Yeah, I think A is a great place for this. I'm also putting Alien Force in A, in that I think it was a great continuation of the same thing with the time skip. I think picking up a minor villain like Kevin and making him into part of what is now the trio was a great move, because it also stopped people from trying to ship Ben with his cousin.
Well, the thing with Kevin is that even in Ben 10 original, the later seasons, he was having face moments. Like, he never fully face turned, but like Kevin got fucked in Ben 10. Like, I think a lot of people misremember that. Yeah, no, he had a very bad deal. Like, he brought it on himself by trying to steal the Omnitrix, but he got turned into that fucking amalgamon of horrible aliens.
Yeah. It's he got a raw deal. It was, like you say, mostly self-inflicted, but it was still raw. But yeah, that's another A for Ben 10 Alien Force. Ultimate Alien is when I stopped watching.
Ultimate Alien I'm going to put in great, because they introduced a lot more alien people. Now,
okay.
I mean, a lot of characters that Ben would interact with were just aliens.
Sure. Actually, yeah, I think I actually have seen some of this, but the Omniverse one where they go back to flicking between current day and kid, that's when I didn't watch anymore. And the other one that's the same idea that's just called Ben 10 again, but in a newer animation style. Definitely haven't watched any of those.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll put the next Ben 10 series on the list on good, because I remember this art style. I don't remember any episodes, but I remember the bits I watched were good. They were interesting. The new one, which is kind of a reboot, as you say, but with this really, I want to say it's not generic, but it kind of is art style.
Yeah, it's kind of. It's a neutered art style. Like it's nowhere near as expressive as anything else on these lists.
But yeah, I'm gonna put that one in mediocre, because it's just Ben 10 again, but not quite. It's Ben 10, but for new kids.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, kids who are kids now, who were possibly the children of people who watched Ben 10 when they were kids.
I don't think Ben 10's been around quite that long. I think it's just literally like, do you want to watch this old thing, or do you want to watch this new thing? You know, this is how TV directors, network execs work. They're like, we need a new thing.
Yeah. Batman, the animated series, straight to S.
Is this the animated series?
Is it not?
The Batman design on the icon looks different.
It does, doesn't it? Is this the Batman?
I don't know, but it doesn't look... No, the Batman the animated series is all the way in the very bottom. It's going to be at the end of our cartoon tier list, because I recognise that. This isn't Batman the animated series. I don't remember this version of Batman, so he's got to go in never watched, don't remember. But it's sure as shit ain't animated series. Yeah,
thank you for correcting me. But the actual Batman TAS is right down at the bottom. Yeah, so this goes in never watched. Camp Lazlo. I have never seen this.
It was bad.
Okay.
I don't know if it was bad. The episodes I watched weren't good. I think the concept had legs, but not the way they executed it. And I'm very sorry for anyone who worked in this, because the animation wise, it was fine.
Yeah. Fair enough. It reminds me a bit of like the Mucha Luchas kind of thing.
Yeah, I get you. That was apparently done by Warner Bros. Warner Bros?
Okay.
No.
Oh yeah, it is Warner Brothers. I can see it further down the list, and WB is in the corner.
Oh, there you go then.
Captain Planet and the Planeteers.
1, I don't remember this ever being on Cartoon Network. 2, Captain Planet's so weird because it's something that gets referenced in the cultural zeitgeist so many times. Everyone knows what it is. I've never watched an episode.
I have. I remember when I was very little, just seeing what all the villains did and going, oh man, that sounds awesome.
Fair enough then.
I was such an arsehole kid. It's like, I bet that car doesn't even have a second gear. Because they had like one of the villains just had a sports car that would just belch out fumes wherever she went. It was daft. I'm putting it in good because it taught me that once I go around, once you get around from the villains are having a great time, you get to actually this is a reasonable message to show to kids. Once you also get over the fact that the lady who gives them all the rings and makes them summon Captain Planet also has a zero pollution jet that she can send them around the world in, and if she just shared that technology with humanity, that would cut down on so much pollution.
Yeah, except it wouldn't, because pollution makes money. Actually. It's like, we've got a more efficient way to do this. Yeah, but is it cheaper? No, then we're not doing it.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Simpsons thing of, does this solar stuff actually work? certainly does.
Yeah, and he gets beaten the fuck out of, don't he?
Yeah, and then they just set up a billboard of fossil fuels. Keep using us, and no one gets hurt.
Well, it's also really weird, isn't it? Because they don't do the same thing to nuclear energy that they did to solar.
No, because nuclear energy puts out nuclear waste, which apparently, as far as they're concerned, is fantastic.
But yeah, it's one of those. It's the age-old adage of, are you working on something that will 100% benefit humanity? Cool. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Just when it's done, release it and then hide.
Yeah, make it look evil so people still try and make money out of it. Chop socky chooks. Chop socky chooks.
I think what you said was racist.
No. Souks is not a thing.
I remember watching this show a lot. I think it was great fun. I don't know if it was great. I'll put it in good because it was a bit but it was just fun. You had Chucky Chun, Chickpea, and KO Joe.
Okay.
So, they were taking the piss a bit out of just martial arts things in general. It was just good fun.
So a much more PC version of Hong Kong Phooey.
I guess. You're in a world where it's all creatures. Like, the big enemy was called Wasabi, and he was a fish guy.
Right. Okay. That's the only thing I think I remember.
Yeah. Honestly, I might recommend doing this for the channel one day, because maybe not the first episode, because it's slow and a bit boring, but it was a good crack.
Sure. Well, then I'm going to use my bottom tier, which I've not deleted yet, as my asterisk tier of things that are meant to be in the tier above, but that we might end up doing in the future. Chowder. I'm putting this in good.
I'm putting it in great. It was nonsensical bollocks, but it was all on brand, and they made excellent use of John DiMaggio.
Yeah. Rada.
I'm glad you remembered.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, let's have it in great. Clarence.
Yeah, it was good. It's a shame what we learnt about the creator, but it was good. I really did enjoy the 2 points of views from one, the children, and then cutting to the adults. There's one episode where I can't remember the exact context, but Clarence saves like a raccoon or something. And his dad or his stepdad, it's unclear, I can't remember, is just having a nap, and he goes, "What are you doing there, buddy?" As he holds a raccoon, and he goes, "Pretty princess raccoon spectacular." He goes, "No, buddy," and he drops the raccoon on his face, and it just goes, "Ah!" It's so funny.
Yeah, it's one of those where, like, if it weren't for the creator being the creator, I could enjoy this a lot more than, like, in retrospect I do, because, like, things came out long enough ago that it was, like, really early into the show's run.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, I think B is a good place for it. I don't think it's better than Chowder.
No, God, no.
What's this one? Class of 2000?
I have no idea. It's got a black guy in a farmer outfit. That's all I can make out on the image, so I'm going to put it in Never Watch, Don't Remember, because I don't remember this.
Yeah, I also don't remember this in any way. It might be one of those it just performed so badly it didn't even come to Britain.
It's a non-0% chance.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the animated series.
I remember this coming out. I never watched the movies. I never watched this.
Yeah, same. Apparently the movies were fun. Not quite on the tier of Hotel Transylvania, but it was that same studio, I believe.
What, DreamWorks?
No, it was Sony.
I thought DreamWorks did Hotel Transylvania.
No, it was Sony. They got Gendy, who did a load of Cartoon Network shows.
Sure, man. I'm not going to argue with you. I believe you. Let's move on.
Yeah, Code Lyoko.
This
was such a weird show.
I don't remember anything. I remember it looking bad, so it's going in bad.
Yeah, this is our first bad.
It's my second bad.
This show was like 75% forehead.
I think it probably people bring this up a lot when you listen to certain podcasts, which I do. I enjoy animation and I enjoy people talking about old cartoons. Guess what? I listen to other people's podcasts. And a lot of people remember Code Lyoko fondly, so it must have had something to it. I don't remember anything apart from it looking shit, because it looked like if you think of Shrek as 2000 animation, no, that is big budget animation. This is what animation looked in that time frame.
Yeah, this is it's like a step up from Reboot, but like
it looked worse than Beast Wars.
Yeah, it looked worse. Like, those other things looked good because they weren't doing humans. Like, Beast Wars looked good because they didn't have to do the Uncanny Valley, whereas this very definitely does. One of the characters' names is Odd, and he very definitely is.
You've been waiting to use that joke for 5 minutes, haven't you?
Yeah, no, it just popped into my head. Like, fucking dumb show.
Speaking of dumb shows,
Kid Next Door. This is dumb in a fun way.
Yeah, it is. I'm putting it in the best. I have such fond memories of this show.
Yeah. I think it was minimum great. Yeah, it goes in the best.
I think if anyone puts it in mediocre or lower, they have something wrong with them.
Yeah, they've lost their childlike wonder and deserve to show up as a villain on this show.
I mean, my favourite villain in that show was... Father was a great villain anyway, because he looked scary in this otherwise colourful, fun art style. But my favourite one was the pirate that just stole people's sweets.
Yeah, I was always partial to the delightful children from down the lane.
Oh god, they were dicks.
Yeah, they were little bastards. Just a hive mind of like 1920s people.
We know all your secrets.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Now this is also going in the best. I don't remember every single episode, but it had such a short, or rather small number of episodes. I can't remember any stinkers. Granted, you weren't all that high on the first episode that we watched for the Spooktober last year, but honestly, if you don't remember Courage the Cowardly Dog, I recommend watching it. So trippy. As a fucking, I want to say 12-year-old, this scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'm putting it in great. I don't think it, from what I remember of it, which is not just the episode that we've seen on that, but yeah, it's. I don't think it's up with what I've put in S tier so far. But A tier is getting rather stacked. Cow and Chicken.
I'm putting Cow and Chicken in the best. I'm putting Cow and Chicken in great. Because I just remembered half the reason why I like Cow and Chicken is because I used to splice another cartoon that's down later on the list in between episodes.
I Am Weasel, yeah. I think I Am Weasel was a much better show.
I agree with you. However, I do remember Cow and Chicken quite fondly. I remember Sow Cat or whatever the fuck, where they saved their lives when they were out camping.
Yeah.
I remember. I think it was Only Plays where they were talking about Cow and Chicken, and they said, "What were the human kids' names that were friends with Chicken?" It's like Flem and Earl, and one of them just said, "If your parents name you Flem, they hate you."
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm putting that. I think great is a good place for it, just because I Am Weasel was better. But you know, as a Gestalt show, still pretty good. Craig of the Creek. I never watched this.
It's pretty new. I want to say like if it wasn't post COVID, then it was just before COVID when it first came out. Like definitely post 2020.
Yeah.
I've watched some episodes of this, and I'll be honest with you. One, it's animated incredibly smoothly, so that's always a plus. Is when the show just looks good. Its content, the actual plot, is fun. It's just kids playing make-believe down at the creek. But it's really fun. One of the episodes I do remember is the two boy characters needed to go take a shit. They don't say that, but they make it obvious that's what they do. So they have to leave the creek because they need to go home and take a dump. So the little girl is left at their hideout, and she's reading books and stuff, or trying to write her book. I forget the exact plot, but she's got this little budgie that always hangs out with her, and she farts, and the budgie flies off, and she just goes, "Oh yeah, because you're so great." It's so fucking dumb. I love it. I'm putting this in a solid good.
Sure. I'm putting it in my my additional tier of never watched, but also an asterisk. So yeah, that's a good recommendation. I like that.
This show did get a Cartoon Network movie, so like they obviously thought it was good themselves.
Yeah, good shit. The Gramp Twins.
Fucking terrible. Bad. I don't like this show, and I think that's partly because I am a twin myself, non-identical. But it sucked. It was awful. I didn't like it. I'm sure some people got something out of this, but I wish it would die in a fire.
Yeah, like they, neither of the two main characters are likable. Even the one you're meant to root for is not a fun character to watch in any way.
But the only reason you're meant to root for him is because he's constantly being terrorized, and his parents never do fuck all.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's just, bad. Superhero girls.
Is that what this is? This fucking screenshot is awful.
Yeah, I've never watched this.
I've also never watched this. We were actually going to watch this once before we realised that, it's 10-minute episodes, that's great. And then we went to watch it, and it's like part 1 of 4, and it's like, fuck!
Yeah, you have to go like a third of the way into the series to get one that's a standalone episode.
Yeah.
It's one of those, you got to go pretty far into the show to get a standalone episode, and by that point, everything is already established, so it might be a reasonably fun show to just have on in the background, but yeah, we ended up deciding against watching it, so putting it in don't watched. Dexter's Lab, though, straight to S.
I'm gonna put it in S as well. I don't remember much about Dexter's Lab, but I remember every episode being fun. I also remember fucking Macho Hank, or whatever the fuck his name was. It's not the size of the beard on the man, it's the size of the beard in the man. And it's like, what does this mean, Hank? It means we're gonna kill these My Little Ponies, but legally distinct.
Yeah. Yeah, Dexter's Lab, absolutely great. It's just the kind of thing that I can just watch at any point and just have a fun time. Dragon Riders of Berk.
Yeah, this is weird, because I don't think this was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, for us it was on Nickelodeon, I believe.
For us it was on Netflix.
Oh, is it straight on Netflix? Okay.
I believe so. I might be wrong. Feel free to correct me, audience. It's going on Never Watched anyway, because, again, much like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, I never watched the movies either for this.
Yeah, I did watch the movies. I enjoyed the movies, but I never felt the need to watch the show.
Apparently it's quite good. I've heard good things. Not enough to make me want to watch it, but, you know...
Yeah. Apparently they did a bit of a stitch with it, in that they like brought in new dragon breeds quite often and did things with them.
Rick, they had an MMO.
Jesus, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had an MMO where you could... Okay, it was a free-to-play one, and if you were a free player, you had the choice of 1 to 2 dragons. However, you could pay a large amount of money...
Yeah, and get all of them.
Not get all of them, but get access to all of them. Or get access to alternative designs. Do you want the Toothless Dragon? That'll be $20.
Yep. Duck Dodgers.
I remember this show by name only, because I don't remember ever actually watching episodes, so it's going to be on Never Watched. But again, a show that I know is fondly loved.
Yeah. I'm echoing that sentiment exactly. I know it's obviously a play on Buck Rogers.
Yeah, it's just...
But obviously with Daffy Duck.
Yeah, which, I don't know if you know this about me, Rick, but I'm actually quite fond of Looney Tunes properties in general.
The fact that I'm not wearing them right now doesn't diminish the fact that my socks are literally Marvin the Martian socks right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also fond of Looney Tunes. Ed, and Eddie.
I think this was a great show, and it's only being held out of the best because I know they did a season where they actually started showing them go to school, and it took a dip.
Sure. I remember not liking it, but I think that's a me problem, so I'm going to split the difference and put it in good.
No. If you didn't like it, you put it in mediocre or bad. Don't fucking cater to the audience.
Fair, yeah. I'm putting it in mediocre. Like, I didn't like the show. Ed with a hat was the only character of the main 3 that I actually liked.
Double D.
Yeah, Double D. And, I never understood why the Kanka sisters were so gross, because
Rick.
Because they were pursuing the Eds.
It's not because they were pursuing the Eds, it's because they kidnapped and imprisoned the Eds in their first or second episode, and it was essentially assault.
Yeah, fair enough. The
Kankas weren't... I mean, it's one of those weird ones where I believe, again, another reason why the series took a dip is it evolved into mutual relationships, or at least implied that they were getting closer to the Kankas, and it's like, the only reason you didn't get sexually assaulted is because this is a kid's show.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Evil Con Carne.
Yeah, Evil Con Carne. This was the B-roll of Grim and Evil before Billy and Mandy became its own thing.
Well, here's the problem, Rick, is we've got Evil Con Carne, and later on we've got Grim and Evil, and we've also got The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. So... Evil Con Carne is going in mediocre, and I think everyone can agree with that because they fucking dropped it.
They ditched it. Like, what was it? General Disarray. I can't even remember the lady's name. Yeah, it's mediocre at best. It's a fun concept.
It is. They kept General Disarray, and they had him show up in Grim and Evil. Not Grim and Evil,
he was
Grim Adventures.
He was one of the neighbours, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, he just moved in because he was like the best of the. He was the best character out of all of them.
He was certainly the most competent.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Children, as one of our early episodes was titled.
Was it?
Yeah, one of our early episodes. I messed up for imaginary friends as imaginary children, so we titled our episode Imaginary Children.
Oh, interesting. I don't remember that. But yeah, it's right up there with Sweaty Gem Thesis. But yeah, it's going into the best for me. I really enjoyed this show, and Frankie Foster is A-OK in my books.
Yes, the launcher. She's another one of those formative experiences for redhead enjoyers. S tier for Fosters.
The show's great, just don't mention cheese.
Garfield.
I'm going to put this in mediocre. It was fine. It was this weird 3D 3D art style, and I think that was a bit of a detriment.
Oh, okay. Then that means I haven't seen that one, because I've not seen the 3D version.
Well, it looks like the 3D one from the screenshot.
It has a small...
Yeah, because it's got the small grey cat on the left.
The small grey gremlin Garfield. I don't remember that. Yeah, so yeah, it's going to have to go in Don't Remember.
Yeah, the show itself was fine, it just didn't look great. Also, Odie was constantly just bullied and it wasn't fun.
Oh, that's just Garfield in general.
Yeah, but every episode, Rick.
Yeah. Like, normally, the way that they deal with Odie not being bullied all the time is the strip is 4 panels long, and Odie doesn't show up until it's time for him to be bullied. Which assumes that he's having a good time somewhere else in the house.
Have you seen Garfield without Garfield?
It's such a great thing.
It's great, because it's just a man slowly descending into madness.
It's so good. I'm gonna have to put that in Don't Watch. Generator Rex.
Is that what this is? Okay. This came out a similar time as Ben 10, so it didn't stand a chance. I'm not saying it's good or bad, I just didn't watch it. I watched Ben 10 and then I fucked off.
Yeah, I'm also putting it in Never Watched. George of the Jungle.
I don't think this is the George of the Jungle we know.
Yeah, because that was very definitely Disney, wasn't it?
I think so. Anyway, I don't remember this, so it's going in that category.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all. The Green Lantern Show.
I never watched this. I think it got a few seasons. They did the fucking Guy Gardner fucking shit for a while. But yeah, it's going in Never Watched. I don't remember watching it and enjoying it.
I watched a couple of episodes of this, and the point is, like, if you don't watch all of it, you're not going to get a lot out of it. So, based on the fact that I've seen some of it and it was all right but not great, I'm putting it in mediocre.
Sure.
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
I'm going to put...
The standalone show.
I'm going to put this in good.
I'm popping it in S tier because I think it deserves it. I think it stands alongside The Kids Next Door and Foster's, and as I put it, Adventure Time. I think Dexter's kind of deserves to be at the top of S right now, but yeah, I think it's up there.
Yeah, that's fair. I've got again, it's not a bad show. I'm looking at my great list, and I'm like, would I put it up there with Batman Beyond? You know what? I think it deserves to be on par with the good Ben 10, so I'll put it in great because I still remember Moldy Butt being quite funny.
Grim and Evil before it split off from Evil Con Carne.
Yeah, so this one we'll split the difference and put it in good. So we've got great for Billy and Mandy, and we've got mediocre for Evil Con Carne. So yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think good's a place for it. It really was able to evolve when they were able to use the entire runtime if they wanted to. They rarely did, but it was an option for them. So yeah, I think good's a place for it. He-Man, the Masters of the Universe.
Do you want me to make a confession, Rick?
That you'd never watched He-Man?
I've never watched this version of He-Man.
Okay.
Which is weird because I'm pretty sure this is the version of He-Man that Revelations takes off from.
Yeah.
And might contribute to my hate.
Yeah, because it's not a continuation of the 80s one, which again I found out as I was watching He-Man, like, turns out no, I didn't watch this. I watched Thundercats and
Hammerflange.
And one episode of He-Man. Yeah.
What the fuck is a Hammerflange? I have to do that again.
I want to see your tits, my dear.
Oh fuck, it's that fucking word again. You want me to say it? Yes! But if you've never seen the Thundercats bloopers, it's only about 3 minutes. It's so worth your time.
Yeah. I have seen a couple of episodes of this from when it was new, but like I don't remember much of it. I'm putting it better than Green Lantern, so yeah, I'm putting it in good. Hi Puffy Amiyumi.
I believe this is the band that did the Teen Titans theme.
It was. I remembered.
Only because of the name of this show. I never watched this. It's weird seeing a live action shot in the Cartoon Network tier list.
It was a bit weird. I'm putting it in mediocre. I watched a few episodes of this when it was new because I was like, oh man, the Teen Titans song is cool. What are these ladies gonna feel like in a show? And the show was just like very unsatisfying.
You sounded like a disgruntled lover.
No. Like I remember like one time they made robot versions of them because their manager was a borderline offensive caricature of money-grubbing Asian man #1, and he wanted to make more money out of these ladies, so he made robots of them.
I mean, like, if you want to talk about the idol industry, that's totally in line.
Yeah. Like, we didn't know about the idol industry at that time in our lives, or I definitely didn't. So, yeah, this is my first shot of it. So yeah, I'm putting it in mediocre at best. I Am Weasel.
Yeah, this is going in the best. It was the best part of Cow and Chicken, is you got one of these sandwiched between two Cow and Chicken episodes.
Yeah, it was so much more like memorable than anything Cow and Chicken did, except maybe Super Cow.
Super Cow was just an excuse to get out of stupid situations.
Yeah. Super Cow, Scotty.
Yeah, that was her gimmick, is she could speak Spanish and she had her udders out, which is weird because she had her udders out anyway because they don't wear clothes normally.
Nope.
But yeah, the one episode of I Am Baboon that I remember very fondly is when he and I said I Am Baboon, didn't I? I Am Weasel.
I are Baboon. I Am Weasel and I are Baboon.
Yeah, I know the names. I literally just said the wrong animal for the wrong name. And you'll find out why I said that when I finish my quote. And that is when I Am Weasel and I Are Baboon switched bodies, and I Are Baboon had to learn the lesson that no, people don't like I Am Weasel better because he is a weasel. They like him better because he is a better person.
Yeah. Man, that's a rather poignant thing to teach kids. Mm-hmm. If someone likes someone else better, it's not because they like the person better intrinsically. It's probably because they deserve it.
Yeah, sometimes.
Infinity Train. I'm putting this in my asterisk tier of. I'm pretty sure this is a good show. I've never watched any of it. The original creator has basically said, pirate the shit out of this show. It's being removed from everything.
I mean, it's been removed from everything.
Yeah.
It's in my I haven't watched this because I haven't watched it. Rick, we need to start going a bit quicker because we're only halfway through and we're an hour in.
Oh boy. Johnny Bravo.
Good. It's a good show. I liked it.
I'm putting it in great.
That's fair.
I think it's great. Johnny Test.
I'm going to put this in mediocre. I think it was fine. I think it outstayed its welcome.
Yes, exactly. I think that's pretty much nail on the head. Mediocre at best. Justice League. I've never watched any of these, so there's 3 Justice League shows.
I'm putting the first 2 Justice Leagues in great because I can't remember which one is which. I'm putting the third one because I can see that animation style in not watched because I haven't watched that version of it.
Yeah.
The Justice League, the OG Justice League, is great. There's an arc where Superman gets killed and Wonder Woman goes fucking mental and grabs it's the toy maker, so it's a little puppet man, and is about to pummel his face in and murder this fuck, and Flash just grabs her by the arm and says stop, and it's like, you don't speak for all of us when you say we can't kill people, and it's like, I'm not speaking for me, I'm trying to speak for Superman, and it immediately gets Wonder Woman to calm the fuck, well, not calm down, but not murder this villain.
Yeah, sweet. That's really cool, actually. Yeah, but all 3 of them are going in never watched. Crypto the Superdog is also going in never watched.
I've never watched this, but I can't imagine it's good.
No. League of Super Evil, also never watched.
I've never watched it, but that villain I assume that's a villain is a choice.
It is. I don't know why they got a metal Zoidberg mustache. Oh well. Juniper Lee, never watched it.
I've never watched it, but I'm vaguely familiar with the name.
I think it's kind of newish.
I don't. This is not newish. This came out in like 2006.
Okay. Long Live the Royals. Never watched it.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, me either.
And you know my feeling on the royal family.
The Looney Tunes Show.
I've never watched it, so it's got to go in that one. But it's probably good.
I think I have watched this. Yeah, it's minimum good.
But you can't just guess, Rick. That defeats the purpose of the show. You're making a mockery.
The Looney Tunes Show. Yeah, I think it has to go in never watched because I don't think I've actually watched this individual incarnation. Mad Magazine, the animated series.
This is also going in never watched. Although, can I guess when a cartoon came out, or can I guess when a cartoon came out? Ran between 2005 and 2007 for Juniper Lee.
Sure. Nice.
I'm not autistic. I've never heard of this show. It's going in that.
I've seen a couple of episodes of it. It's pretty good. I like it. I'm popping it in good. It's kind of like the adventure episodes of Adventure Time. And yeah, it's just a fun time. It's not amazing, but it's decent. Flapjack.
I'm going to put this in good. It was very much Adventure Time before Adventure Time.
Yeah, I think that's a good place for it. It's very definitely good. Megas XLR.
I'm putting this in mediocre because I don't actually like Megas XLR that much.
Sure. I'm putting it in great. Even though it's like one of my personal favourites on here, I appreciate that it doesn't deserve to be an S tier.
Fuck me. No, it's your list, Rick. You can put it where you want. Don't cater to the public.
Sure, it's my list is going in the best. Mighty Magiswords.
I vaguely recall the name of this show, but I don't think I ever watched it.
Yeah, Danny Sexpan worked on it. Aaron's in it as well. He's one of the villains.
Oh, it's probably bad then.
I like this show. It gets better in season 2 when they slow things down because it's very sped up in season 1. I put it in good. It's got the same Clarence asterisk of a shame that the creator turned out to be an arsehole. Mike Lewenog, never seen, never heard of it.
I vaguely recall that title. No, I don't. I'm thinking of Oggy and the Cockroaches.
Yeah. Mixels, never seen it. I'm vaguely aware it's Lego.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's also going in never heard of it for me.
Yeah. The Moxie Show, never heard of it.
No, neither have I. The only Moxie show I care about is him getting pegged by Millie.
Mucha Lucha.
This is a weird show. You'd think I'd be all on this, but like the animation was a bit I'm going to put it in mediocre. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was good.
Yeah, I think mediocre is like literally the right place for it. My gym partner's a monkey.
This was a bad show.
Okay.
I didn't like this at all. I watched like 3 episodes as a child, I think. And I was like, this isn't good. Even then, I was like, this is not good.
Yep, I'm putting it in never watched. Ninjago, Masters of Spinjutsu.
I'm going to put it in mediocre. I've watched a few episodes of this, and it's a Lego show. Like, if you didn't know it was a Lego show, and you took all the Lego aesthetic out of it, you'd still be like, yeah, this is a Lego show.
Yeah, it is one of the Lego shows of all time. Yeah, I think mediocre's about right for it. Like, it might be one of the better Lego shows that they've done, but
no.
That's, yeah, fair enough. OKKO.
I'm going to put this in mediocre. Again, the art style is very stylized. It's not bad. I'm just not a fan of it. And it gets extra points for bringing in the fucking ghoul school for some fucking reason.
Yeah. I'm putting it in good. Not much of an improvement over mediocre, but like I think it deserves at least some praise. Over the Garden Wall.
I've heard nothing but good things about this. This is another show that got flung at Netflix in the UK, so I've not actually watched it.
Yeah, I've only seen clips. Where did I drop it? There we are. It's gonna have to go in my asterisks. So yeah, it's never watched, but I'm pretty sure it's good. Ozzy and Drix.
I'm gonna put this in mediocre. I remember it fondly. I championed it being put in the spin-off month. That first episode is rough.
Yeah, it's one that you remember nicer than ends up being. Yeah, mediocre is reasonable. OG, the Powerpuff Girls.
I'm gonna put this in great, while I also put the reboot in bad. I've not seen the reboot. Everyone tells me it's bad, and I'm deciding to believe them.
Sure. I'm putting the regular Powerpuff Girls in best, and the reboot I'm putting in mediocre because there are worse things in the world.
Have you watched it?
Yes.
What puts it in mediocre instead of bad?
In that it's not as bad as it could have been.
No, that's not a reason. It's not going in bad because there wasn't literal feces on the screen. That's what you're saying.
Okay, so some of the episodes could have fit with the original series. Others very definitely do not. Like, the fact that some of the ones that I've seen could have just, like, slotted in no problem meant that some soul was in it, and that elevates it from the Cramp Twins. This one, I can't even fucking read it. Problem Solvers.
Yeah, you know what? I can already tell, like, this was probably a bad show. However, can't even read the title. Even if I could, I'm 95% sure I wouldn't recognise it anyway, so it can just fucking be forgotten about and buried.
Yep. Regular show.
For me, it's going in the best. For you, you've only got, like, a season and a half worth of knowledge.
Yeah, so it's minimum great. Yeah, it's growing. It's, like, a lot of even the characters that I'm not as keen on are still entertaining. Yeah, it goes in the best. Robot Boy. Never seen it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm going to put this in mediocre, and I feel like that's me being harsh, but I also feel like it's super where it belongs. Like,
yeah, fair enough.
It looked good. The plot was fine. I don't think it deserves to be put in bad, but I also don't think it deserves to be put in good. I wouldn't choose to watch this again.
Sure. Robotomy.
Never heard of this.
Yeah, me either. It looks like some, like, B-tier designs from Futurama robots.
I was also thinking that. I was very specifically thinking of the episode where Bender got the upgrade.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, it's in never watched. Samurai Jack.
I'm going to put this in great because as far as experimental episodes goes, it was top. However, not all of those experiments panned out.
Yeah, I think that's a good reason to not put it in the best. Like, I would always enjoy it when I was a kid and when I was watching things, but I was always, by the same token, I was also waiting for Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, you weren't a good kid.
Scooby-the-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
Here's the annoying thing is I just don't remember fucking half these Scooby. I can't distinguish Scooby-Doo from other Scooby-Doos apart from, like, Mystery Machine Inc. because it had such a different art style. So, I'll put it in good. I don't know if it was a good Scooby-Doo or not, but it can go there.
Yeah. Was I a good Scooby? I'm told you were the best. Yeah, it's probably good. I think this is one of the ones that's similar to what we saw in that it's a more modern and clean art style, and we liked that one.
We didn't.
Secret Mountain Fort Awesome.
That's not the real title.
Secret Mountain Fort Awesome.
Yeah, I've never heard of it before. That's dumb.
Yeah, me either. Yeah. Secret Saturdays. Also never heard of it.
I remember this. I remember the concept. They were basically a group of monster hunters.
Okay.
I think they hunted Sasquatch a lot, but yeah, I don't remember it very well. But they were definitely monster hunters.
Okay. Yeah, I never watched it. Sheep in the Big City. Also never watched.
Bad.
Bad. Emphasis on bar.
I don't know if it was the worst show in the world, but like it's one of those shows where you're watching a block of cartoons and this one would come on, and it's like, cool, I'm going to see what's on Disney.
Yeah. Skunk Fu. Never watched.
No, that can't be. Never heard of it. How the fuck is Sonic Boom on here?
I don't know, but I liked it.
I mean, it must have been on Cartoon Network in the States. In the UK, this was definitely Netflix.
Yeah. I'm putting it in great. It's one of the best things that Sonic has ever done.
Yeah, I'm putting it in good. It has no right being as good as it is.
Yeah. Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
I'm putting this in best. This was my favourite show as a kid. It would only come on after 9 o'clock, so I had to stay up super late and hope my mum didn't hear the TV still on.
Yeah, I'm putting it in great. It let people know that you could have animation that was fun.
It was
when you were over the age of like 6.
Honestly, best show ever. I remember one time when I was a kid, I must have like slept for an hour or something, but I saw the time was nearly 9 o'clock, and I was like, but I just slept, so it must be morning. But Space Ghost is about to come on, or Space Ghost Coast to Coast, so they must have moved it to the morning slot. But I have to go to school, so I did this weird. It didn't even occur to me to open the curtains and check to see if it was daylight or some shit, which you know.
Yep.
So I was just like, I've got to pretend to be sick so I could watch Space Ghost.
Did it work?
What? No, well, I didn't need to pretend to be sick because it was 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
And not the fact that you'd been allowed to sleep until 9 o'clock in the day.
Well, that's just it, because again, I was at an age, so I must have been like 6 or 7 or something, where my mum was still waking me up.
Yeah. Squirrel Boy, never seen it.
Yeah, never heard of this, probably shit.
The Gendy Clone Wars.
I'm going to put it in a mediocre, because the art style wasn't the best, and the story wasn't the best, but it was kind of magical.
It was. I'm putting it in good, because it gave us the most badass version of General Grievous that we ever got.
Okay.
Regular The Clone Wars.
Okay, you've got to put a caveat here of seasons 1 to 4.
Okay.
Because the rest, Disney took this over and they took over the project.
Sure.
Like the best season 7, and The Bad Batch is entirely Disney.
Yeah, fair enough.
This can go in mediocre.
Yeah, I'll put it in good. Like it made me stop watching during season 1, but apparently it got better even before Disney took it over.
It did, but it definitely took a massive up spike once, it was officially a Disney project. That season 7, like, people rant and rave about it for a reason.
Yeah.
Season 1, episode 1, is Yoda walking through a forest.
Yeah, with a bunch of clones, and I don't think we even learn what the clones' names are. Static Shock.
Oh, okay. I couldn't fucking read this for the life of me. I'm going to put this in great. It was a black superhero when, we didn't have black superheroes. And on top of that, it was just good.
Yeah. I remember it pretty fondly as well. And then I found out later on that it's actually part of the DC universe.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things where I don't know if he's related to Black Lightning, but he might be.
Yeah. Steven the Universe.
I'm going to put this in the best because I had a lot of fun with watching this show. However, we did skip season 1.
We did. Maybe that was a poor choice in retrospect, but yeah, we got all of the... pretty much all of the plot points. Yeah, it goes in the best. Stormhawks, never watched it.
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
Summer Camp Island, never watched it.
Yeah, let's just fucking blast through this next one as well, because I'm pretty sure you haven't heard of this.
Yeah, Sunday of Panis.
I think it says Pants.
Sunday Pants. Sunday Pants. Sunday Pants. Yeah, not seeing that. Yeah, no. SWAT Cats.
SWAT Cats is going in good. I can't remember it very well, but I remember being like hooked.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that the one of the ladies that worked for the SWAT Thundercats was an early furry bait. Symbionic Titan.
Never heard of this.
Yeah, never heard. Teen Titans Go.
Not to rag on the show or kick it while... You can't kick this show while it's down because it just keeps getting greenlit for more and more. So it's bad. It's not good. Don't watch it.
Yeah, I'm putting it in mediocre.
Fuck you!
Yeah, goes in bad. Teen the Titans, the original.
You are the epitome of compromise when it comes to these tier lists.
Yeah, Teen the Titans, the original goes in the best.
I'm putting it in great because I don't think it's as good as Batman, the original animated series, but I do think it's as good as Batman Beyond.
Yeah. The Thundercats reboot.
I've not watched this.
Yeah, neither have I.
But it looks decent.
I kind of want to. But there is another one on there that is apparently really bad.
Well, we were
Take
going
and
to...
Seek, no fucking idea.
Yeah, no idea on this. Going back to Thundercats, we were going to do an old versus new on Tiger Cats, but they both start with two-parters, meaning that episode is by default going to be 2 hours long.
Yeah. So it's either that or we jump in at like episode 2 or 3 or 4. The Time Squad.
I am putting this...
I don't know about this.
I'm going to put this in good. It was a fun
Okay.
show. Was it the best animated? Probably not. But this is that show I told you about in eons past, where they go back in time and they fix problems that occur because timelines are going to deviate. One time they went back in time to help the Earl of Sandwich, who invented the sandwich. However, it didn't catch on in this timeline because instead of calling it the sandwich after himself, he wanted to name it after his mother, a great big steaming pile of poo. And it's like, why will no one eat this great big steaming pile of poo? Oh, I don't know. Call it a sandwich, you fuckwit. And the entire fucking episode was just them arguing with this dick.
Yep. Total Drama Island.
I know this is fondly loved. I've never watched it.
I've seen bits of it. There is a very good goth in it.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
putting this one in good.
The funny thing is, Rick, is I know who you're talking about because I've seen her getting ploughed.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of episodes and I've seen clips. It's good, but the other one is not. The Redonkulous Race. I've never seen this.
Yeah, I've never heard of this. It sounds like a Wacky Graces ripoff.
Total Drama Rama.
Nope.
I've seen a bit of this and I didn't enjoy it. I'm putting it in bad. Totally Spies.
Cool, this has recently got a reboot, which we might check out for the podcast. I'm going to put it in great. Not because it was the best show ever by any means, but boy, did it awaken things.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, great's a good place for it, I think. Transformers Animated.
Transformers Animated?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the one I'm thinking of, because there's no...
This is not the original one that they made the 80s movie out of.
No, I'm not thinking of that. I'm thinking of the one with the sexy bike lady. That's the main character, the main Transformer.
Well, RC?
Yeah. She's not on... She doesn't appear to be on the actual screen grab, so I'll put this in never watched.
Yeah, I think I've got to do. Uncle Grandpa.
I'm putting this in bad. I don't think this is a good show at all. I think it was fun for his cameo in Steven Universe, because you only had to put up with it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm also putting it in bad. I'm sure there are redeeming features about the Uncle Grandpa show, but having watched a couple of episodes of it, and also the Steven Universe one, no. Unikitty.
Never heard of this.
I've dropped it. I've watched like 2 episodes of it. It's mediocre at best.
Well, what do you think, Rick? It's your tier list.
Yeah, I'm putting it in mediocre.
The epitome of compromise.
Yeah, Victor and Valentino.
Yeah, never heard of this.
Never heard of it. Villainous. I've seen 1 episode of this. I think it's top. It's not going in the best, but I'm putting it in great. It's like a more family-friendly version of the Vivziverse.
Okay, sure. I've never heard of this. Rick, you picked a bad tier list. I'm looking at the amount of things in my never watched, don't remember pile.
Yeah, We Bear Bears.
I'm putting this in. I don't think it's quite the best, but I think putting it in anything less than great is doing it a disservice. It's a really fun show.
Yeah, I think great is a great place for We Bear Bears. What a cartoon!
What a cartoon indeed. What is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I've just don't know. Whatever happened to Robot Jones?
Never heard of this.
I remember the opening. I don't remember anything that happened. I'm gonna have to put it in never watched because I don't know. What's new, Scooby Doo?
Now this one I'm actually going to put in great because I've only seen a few episodes and they're fun. Yes, everyone's been flanderized, but do I care? Do I fuck?
Yeah, minimum good on that one. one. Because, like, Scooby-Doo is kind of a cultural zeitgeist thing that even if you've not seen an episode, you know what Scooby-Doo's what's going to happen. Shaolin Showdown.
I've put this in the best. It's a great show.
It's great, yeah. I'm going to put it in great still. I don't think it's better than Samurai Jack.
Oh, I think it's better than Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack is great, but again, it's got misses. Shaolin Showdown is just a dumb, fun show. And also, you
convinced me.
You've also got that late fucking revelation of Wu Ya is actually hot.
Yeah. Oh no, she's hot. Young Justice. By all accounts, really good.
Yeah. I've never watched it.
Yeah, never watched it. By all accounts, really good. Go in my asterisks.
And there's no point in watching it now because it got fucking cancelled.
Yeah, cancelled twice.
This
got brought back for an additional show and then got cancelled.
This got cancelled, and yet Teen Titans Go will never die.
Yeah, because it's cheap to make. The Annoying Orange, the show.
Well, I straight up told you because we saw this on the list before we started. I didn't know this thing got official show. I think this thing's dumb.
Yeah.
This was our generation Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah. I'm putting it in bad.
Oh, you watched it?
I've seen the YouTube versions.
No.
I've seen the YouTube versions.
No. That means you've not watched the Cartoon Network one. It might be different.
Okay. I can't see it being better. Yeah, so let's put it in no. Never watched. Hero 108.
I'm going to put this in...
I never watched this.
I'm going to put it in good. I don't think it was great. I also didn't watch too many episodes. I can't tell you any of the main characters' names because the reason why this goes in great is because they kind of focus on a new hero every week. One of the heroes is Red-Faced Guan.
All right.
It's fucking Guan Yu.
Okay, sweet.
Do you know why he's red-faced?
Because he has to work super hard to carry everybody.
He's super angry all the time. That's why he's got the red face. And why is he angry? Because there's a crab constantly pincing his bottom.
Okay.
If this crab ever stops pincing him, he stops being red in the face and he becomes a Nancy boy.
Okay.
So fucking funny.
Thundercats Raw. This is the Teen Titans Go of Thundercats.
Yeah, this is bad. I watched a few episodes thinking it was a new Thundercats and I was wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I'm putting it in never watched, and I'm hoping that I never have the displeasure of learning that something Thundercats did was bad.
Okay, we're gonna watch this for the podcast because we watched Teen Titans Go, so fuck you.
Yeah. Batman, the animated series. Yeah, it's going straight to ass.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. And it's on Netflix nowadays.
Yeah, sweet. The Superman animated series.
I'm going to put this in mediocre because unfortunately it came out at the same time as Batman.
Yeah, and it just didn't have that amount of joy about it. Yeah, it was... I remember seeing a couple of episodes of it when it was new, and they kept showing Batman. They didn't keep showing Superman. Elliot from Earth. I like this.
I've never heard of it.
In good. I think I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but I've seen them on an actual telly, and it was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wee Baby Bears.
I'm putting this in good. I've only seen a few episodes, and they're kind of... It's very dumb.
Yeah.
But it's still fun
Ice Bear
to watch.
Ice Bear can't be as much of a meme badass in this as he is normally, but...
he is, though.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Jellystone.
I'm putting this in good because, hey, you remember all those Hanna-Barbera shows you used to love?
Yeah, they just show up in this.
It's the city of Jellystone, and they all live there.
Okay.
You've got Top Cat fucking shooting the shit with Yogi Bear.
Oh yeah, I can see Top Cat in the background. Yeah, I've never seen this, so it's going to go in never watch. The Fungies.
I'd never heard of this. I could only just about see the fucking logo, and I thought it was a Funko Pop thing.
Yeah, it's going to go in never watched. And then finale, Steven Universe Future.
Yeah, I'm going to put this in great.
Yeah, it doesn't stand up as well as the original, but it does very much end the show. So yeah, I think great is a decent place for it. And that's about it for us today.
Yeah, next time we do a tier list, I'm not going to let Rick pick it.
Yeah. Apologies for the length of this one. If you made it this far, as always, you're our favourite people. If you want to send us a comment, we got the comment section on YouTube and on Spotify. And if you don't have the comment section, you can instead send an email, which would go to nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Don't forget, if you're going to leave us a comment, let us know where you'd put certain things on the tier list. Like, our S tiers are a good example. What things did not deserve to go there? What things should have gone there that we didn't? What things did we never actually watch that you think we should absolutely do so? Perhaps even for the channel, considering. But, there's all sorts of things you can throw at us. If you send us a particularly witty comment or email, we will read it out on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us why we're wrong. But yeah, that's going to be a goodbye from me.
See you next week, guys.